And now, presented by Sprite, the 2K pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Miami Heat as they go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And taking a look here at the Timberwolves, the road has been bumpy for them so far here early in the season. They've definitely got room for improvement, and luckily for them, plenty of time to do it. So LeBron James leaves Miami, goes to Cleveland. Everybody thinks Chris Bosh is going to sign with Houston when that happens, but instead he re-signs.
Small forward at 6'9", number 9, Luol Deng. At the center position at 7'0", number 21, Hassan Whiteside. At the point at 6'3", number 7, Goran Dragic.
We're in a place they call the American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami, Florida. Right on the water, the home of the Heat, where we're broadcasting live today. For the Miami Heat, they won their last contest, that game against the Charlotte Hornets.
You know, their percentage from long range that game was off the charts. It seemed like every time the home crowd got going, they just took the wind out of their sails with another three-point barrage.
Yeah, those bombs were really falling.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Rubio and Martin manning the backcourt. Paying out their Pekovic. And it's Wiggins in at the 3.
Andrew Wiggins, blessed with great athletic bloodlines. You know, his father was a former NBA player, and his mom was an Olympic sprinter. So make no mistake, great genes there.
Here's Wade, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. And he gets it to go.
Strong move to the hoop. Nice power move. I like that one.
Rubio with it. About 1 minute into the first quarter. And it's Pekovic missing. Now here's Dragic. Wade kicks to Dragic. That one goes. Counter.
Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign.
Pekovic with a screen on Dragic. Rubio the pass to Pekovic. He used that pick to get in close.
The defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
Not a big surprise, but the Heat, Steve, were the best team in the East last year when it came to playing teams in the Western Conference.
Yeah, that's not a shock at all because they have the most talent from the East, and I think only facing those clubs twice each, Miami was much more likely to be up for those games from an emotional standpoint.
Rubio against Dragic. The drive by Rubio. Feeds it to Pekovic. Back to Rubio. And it's Rubio again missing.
You know, back to your point about the Heat in the West, they were the only East team to get 20 wins against the Western Conference.
Now here's Deng. After the miss from Goran Dragic. Here's Wade. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Nikola Pekovic.
And for a team in the East, that's often the real test of how good you are. Of course, that wasn't really a question for the Heat, as they were always regarded as the team to beat last year in the NBA.
You can list off a lot of accolades for Dwayne Wade. One thing that might get overlooked is just how good he is at throwing the alley-oop pass.
Absolutely. It shouldn't be a surprise since he's so skilled at so many other facets of the game, but he might go down as one of the better alley-oop throwers of all time. Andre Miller's in that category, too.
Yes, two very, very good examples. Chalmers dishes to Wade. Back to Chalmers. Dang with the screen for Chalmers. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The Heat have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Well, you take a look back to last year, guys. This is a club that converted about 76% of its free throws.
And so Chalmers nails both of them. 24 seconds left here in the first quarter. Muhammad sets a pick for Rubio. Here's Neal. Wade is covering. Pass to Muhammad. Lets it go from deep. They get it back. And Dang gets it to go.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Here's Wade. And that's not going to go. It's all tied in Miami. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports
Next Tuesday.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
And I thought the key in that first quarter was the offensive aggressiveness. They attacked the rim and got to the foul line.
And I sense they're really feeling good about playing at home, taking advantage of the home court.
On the court for Minnesota, they've got Gary Neal. Garnett out there with Muhammad. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Jang in at the center position. And there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by McRoberts. 6 points for Wade.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always. Dwayne Wade over the last 4 years adjusted beautifully to playing off the ball alongside LeBron James, and that was not easy, folks. He actually became one of the game's best cutters during that time. Now back to his old ways, playing with the ball in his hands a lot more. Should suit him well.
And we played through the first minute here in the second.
Inside 2 minutes. Inside goes.
Shoots from the elbow. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And Wade still a dynamite finisher around the rim. One of the league's preeminent smashers.
Yeah, he's extremely productive in the pick and roll, able to score and make plays for others with his outstanding vision.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Chris Bosh is checked in for Anderson. Haslam comes in for Josh McRoberts. And it's Dragic in for Dwayne Wade. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Kevin, after opting out of the last 2 years and $42 million of his contract, Dwayne Wade re-signed with the Heat for 2 years at about $31 million. Kevin, if he hadn't already solidified his place as the most beloved player in Miami Heat history, giving up over $10 million to help the team compete has to seal the deal.
Incredible, Doris. He said home is where the heart is. It's great to hear. Thanks. The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws here for the night.
Well, Nikola Pekovic, a battering ram style of play, but really soft hands for a big guy. I think that combination makes him one of the most effective inside scorers in the league.
Dragic gets the bucket.
I'm not necessarily a big fan of him shooting that shot, but they did give him the space.
Timberwolves have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Rubio against Dragic. Wiggins kicks to Martin. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And there's the feed to Payne. 6 to shoot. Now here's Wiggins. Connects in the foul line jumper. Wiggins has got his second basket of the game. You know, Stephen, for Pekovic, he's not the NBA leader in points in the paint every season. He's not far off. A great post-up score. Something you see less and less of nowadays.
And even off the ball, a great offensive rebounder and finisher. He punishes you on the inside. Question is, do they go 2 for 1 here?
Can they get a good shot in time? That's the question.
Pekovic with a screen on Dragic. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. Pass to Rubio. Back to Martin. Right side, Martin. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
The lead changes hands once again. There has been no separation between these two teams tonight.
What an intriguing basketball game, that's for sure.
Fires from the wing. And another basket for Miami. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
And we still aren't halfway through this contest yet.
Yeah, that number could easily go up to double digits before this game is over.
And the first half ends in a close one. Heat lead by 1. And now let's catch up.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, what do you think the team needs to do differently on the defensive end in the second half?
Well, a little bit more activity. We just have to be committed to what we do. Our identity to be aggressive, but more consistent with it.
Coach, thank you so much.
It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You have to like what we're seeing from Goran Dragic.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot-hungry, even the tough ones.
Dang and Bosch with a 3 and 4. Dragic is out there with Dwayne Wade. And it's Whiteside in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. It's the group on the floor for Miami. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead, and then the other one storms right back.
Yeah, that is evidenced by the 8 lead changes we've seen so far. Ricky Rubio, even from his days in Spain, has been known for his incredible court vision and playmaking abilities. His knack for processing the game, for anticipating what's coming, and creating something out of nothing has been something that set him apart from a lot of guards.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, the Miami Heat, top 2 in the league in offensive efficiency over the last 2 years. Coach Spoelstra has said they learned a lot from their 2011 finals loss, saying it was essential for us to utilize more movement, especially off the ball, and to move the ball more. Less isolation. We coined it pace and space. Guys, that hasn't changed.
Even without LeBron, Doris, they have personnel to score. Thanks. And Ricky Rubio steadily increasing his rate of assists season after season.
Yeah, and he's doing that while cutting his turnover rate down as well. But it's not just about numbers with Rubio. He's got a flair and flavor that he plays with, which is quite entertaining.
Here's Pekovic, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Pekovic has got 6.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post part.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Nikola Pekovic, prior to last season, signed a 5-year, $60 million extension. You know, he missed a month with a right ankle issue. But that aside, he went about showing that he was worth every penny.
And the Heat with some changes. Anderson comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Johnson in for Luol Deng. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Jang, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Garnett comes in for Payne. Muhammad, he's checked in for Wiggins. And Gary Neal subbed in for Ricky Rubio.
And Pekovic had the best scoring rate of his career last season. You know, prior to that injury, he led the league in second chance points. He's just a monster inside.
And steady improvement for Nikola Pekovic over his 4 seasons in the NBA.
Yeah, he's improved his rebound rate every season. And, you know, a dramatic improvement protecting the ball. Turnovers used to be a big problem for him, but now it's an area of strength.
Kevin Garnett was the 5th pick back in 1995. He's had a long, illustrious Hall of Fame career. He was the league MVP back in 2004.
Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
And Kevin Garnett, a 15-time All-Star guys over his great career.
And he's always been a team-first superstar. Kevin, very loyal, competitive. Never really wanted to be traded away from either Minnesota or Boston because of that loyalty. But a player who just gives his all every second on the floor for his teammates.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the third. Muhammad, the pass to Garnett. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession.
Maybe a low percentage pass, but it still nearly got through.
I like it, though. I mean, it's an aggressive play. Heads up defending to deflect it away.
Bennett. That misses, and a chance to tie it there. Here's Wade. He's got 12. And it's Johnson with the jam. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
The third quarter comes to a close. Miami ahead. They And a moment here to look back at our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, no question this was going to be the winner. Just take a look at the expertise he shows on this pass. Perfectly timed and beautifully placed.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, in the backcourt, Rubio and Muhammad. Wiggins is out there with Anthony Bennett, and it's Pekovic in at the 5. And it's Wiggins missing.
And the fadeaway was about his only option there. Really good defensive position.
Now, here's Chalmers. Defense is right there. And here's Wade. Right side, good. Whiteside's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Miami. Timberwolves trail by 7. Here is Rubio. He dishes it to Muhammad. Back to Rubio. Passes to Wiggins. Bennett kicks to Wiggins. Rubio outside. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. Fires from the line. The shot is off. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Miami leading by 7. And it's Wade penetrating. Wiggins with the rebound. Wiggins has got his third rebound tonight. Kicks it to Bennett. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And Wiggins gets it to go on the assist by Rubio. Rubio's got his third assist on the night. Now a timeout called by Miami. They lead by 4. We've got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter. Luol Deng is checked in for Goran Dragic. Minnesota also making some changes. Kane, he's checked in for Bennett. And Martin subbed in for Shabazz Muhammad. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He said, listen, we've come this far. Now we've got to lay it on the line to get a win. I know we can do it. So show them what you got, and let's make it happen. Guys, we'll see if they can do it.
Here's Pekovic. Misses off the right iron.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
Wade, good.
That's been a great day for him. And if you remember, he gave them a huge performance their last time out as well.
For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one made. And it's Martin missing. He'd have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Wade dishes to Whiteside. And the bucket counts. He is on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Just look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And finished off by Martin. None of the defenders wanted anything Clark to do with him on that jam.
And I do not blame him at all, partner. He was coming in with a bunch of steam and was ready to posterize whoever decided to get in his way.
All right, I understand, fellas, but come on. You've got to challenge him a little bit at least. And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're losing by 10. 9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Seconds left in the fourth quarter.
You know, guys, if he does his work early, he knows when he gets in a good position, his size gives him a big edge on the glass.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Yes, guys, I'm here with Goran Dragic. And Goran, what a nice show the team put on for your fans tonight.
Yeah, great game for us, for our fans. They were amazing. This kind of games is really enjoying to play, and we are hustling on every play, defense and offense, and I'm really happy that we won that game.
You enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it. Thank you, Goran. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris and folks.